Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zank here, and I'm back with another live commentated VGC 14 match on the Online Ladder series. Today, I'm using a new team, Klefki, Kangaskhan, Hydreigon, Amoonguss, Rotom, and Scizor. As you see, Klefki is a Pokemon that I'm introducing to the series. I recently got a kind donation from someone, and it's a Pokemon that I've never used in VGC 14 yet, so I decided, why not? I have used Meowstic earlier before on the series, and Klefki does a similar function, but just wanted to try it out. It does have a pretty cool typing, and of course, it's got Swagger and Thunder Wave, so always fun to try out. I'm actually not a very big fan of it personally, so let's see if it can actually help me out in this match, but I am using the same Lump Scizor that I brought when I had my Meowstic, along with Kangaskhan, Amoonguss, as I said, Hydreigon, Rotom, and my opponent's going to be Yo Moo from Illinois with the rating of 1477, and we're going to go right into team preview. His team is going to be Aerodactyl, Gardevoir, Bisharp, Salamence, Kangaskhan, Rotom, Wash. So looks like a really solid team for a relatively low-rated player, so let's see how this plays out. Klefki can actually help here. Thunder Wave is always just good to spread around. Aerodactyl does not like dealing with Klefki, and overall it has a pretty decent matchup against my opponent's team. Klefki is also kind of a nuisance to deal with when you're Kangaskhan just because you can't hit it for super effective damage, and Klefki obviously just has Thunder Wave. So I'm going to lead with Klefki. I like Kangaskhan Klefki as a lead in general. It's pretty safe. Not sure if that's the best thing to go up against my opponent, but it looks like it's pretty good. Definitely want Scizor in this match. Scizor can beat that Aerodactyl and that Gardevoir pretty hard. And with the Swagger onto it, its Bullet Punch will be doing a lot of damage as well. And for my last one, I kind of want to go with Hydreigon. The annoying thing about running Klefki and Amoonguss on your team is they are both kind of support Pokemon, so you can't rely on them as much to attack. I don't think I want Rotom in this match, so I'm going to leave that one out. So I'm deciding between Hydreigon and Amoonguss. But Hydreigon is excellent if I can manage to, do some paralysis with Klefki, which I expect I'll be able to pull off. So, I'm going to lead with Hydreigon. I'm going to have Hydreigon in the back. Amoonguss, although Spore and Rage Powder would be great in this, the Gardevoir is what's really scaring me away with that. And he's got pretty strong Pokemon in terms of offense in general, so a double target could take out the Amoonguss. I don't want to lose it right away. As I said, then I'd be only relying on Kangaskhan and Scizor to win the game. But my opponent's going to go with Salamence and Rotom Wash against my Klefki and Kangaskhan. This is decent, not the best though, and the reason for that is because Rotom Wash not only has Will-O-Wisp, but that Salamence does get the Intimidate off as well, and Klefki can't Thunder Wave his Rotom Wash, so not the best of lead matchups here for me. I'm going to go for a Thunder Wave onto this Salamence, I think. Mega Evolve, and I think he'll expect me to Safeguard, so I'm going to go for a double target onto the Salamence, just fake out and paralyze it, just because I know I've got that Hydreigon in the back, and Rotom Wash can't really touch Hydreigon as opposed to, say, Scarf Salamence. So I just want to neuter this Salamence before anything, maybe even pick up a KO with it the following turn. And Rotom is going to protect, that's awesome. So first turn playing out perfectly, Salamence probably not going to protect, yep, as it does not, and I'm going to get a free Fake Out and Thunder Wave onto it, and that's huge for the first turn. Coming out of the first turn without taking any damage is always incredible. So I'm going to get that Thunder Wave onto that Salamence, decreasing its speed significantly, and he's going to be paralyzed for the rest of this match, which is huge. So now, there are a bunch of things I could do. I kind of want to just set up my Safeguard right now, so I could start swaggering my own Kangaskhan. Alternatively, I could just start going for Swagger, and if my opponent hits myself, that would be huge, but I don't know if I really want to rely on that just this early on. I think I'm just going to go for the Safeguard and go for a return onto the Salamence. Sure. So I'm going to get the Safeguard out. That's good because I do have that Scizor in the back too, so that allows me to Swagger my Scizor furthermore in the game. So I'm going to go for the return onto Salamence. I don't expect it to KO because it is Intimidated. As you see there, it barely misses out. He is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, which is great because Safeguard is going to protect me. Salamence does go for the Fire Blast, but that's okay. Really, I want to conserve my Kangaskhan right now. Kangaskhan is doing a fantastic job, and that Safeguard saving me from taking that burn, so that's huge as well. So now I'm going to be able to safely Swagger my own Kangaskhan now that Safeguard is up, and I can actually go for a Power-Up Punch onto this Salamence. That's going to bring me up to a whooping +3. Not really scared of Rotom at this point because I got my Safeguard up, and he can't Will-O-Wisp me, and I do have Hydreigon in the back. And getting Kangaskhan to +3 by the third turn of the game would be insane. So I'm going to go for that play. Rotom Wash is not going to protect here. Klefki is going to get the swagger off, so that's going to bring my own Kangaskhan to +1. Of course, I was intimidated earlier on in the match, but protected from that safeguard. I'm going to go for the power-up punch onto my opponent's Salamence. It's actually going to knock it out in one hit, so that's going to bring me up to +2. I will take that any day, though. So, knock out the Salamence, which is great, and I come out with a boosted Kangaskhan. Let's see what Rotom Wash goes for. Does go for the Hydro Pump, but Klefki's going to avoid it. Oh, that's unfortunate for my opponent. It would have been fine if he hit that, just because I'm in a position right now where Klefki obviously can help me set up more, but I'd actually prefer having, say, 2 attackers out instead of 1 support mon and 1 Kangaskhan. But I'll take that paralysis that miss any day. So very lucky miss there for me. But of course, that's what happens when you rely on Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump's accuracy, unfortunately, only at 80. Pretty subpar. He's going to bring out that Aerodactyl, which I'm happy to see, just because right now Kangaskhan is in a very, very good position. I'm going to go for the Thunder Wave onto this Aerodactyl just to decrease its speed and pick up the KO onto Rotom Wash with return. Even if he protects, with Rotom, I'll be able to paralyze the Aerodactyl, but he's actually going to protect with Aerodactyl, meaning Kangaskhan is able to get the return off. Probably going to actually pick up the knockout here. Especially because it is at +2. You should see here, it takes it out in one hit. That's insane. So Mega Kangaskhan is an absolute tank right now. Klefki Kangaskhan just sweeping through my opponent's team. Really powerful duo, and maybe Klefki is proving me wrong. Maybe it is a Pokemon that I should be using more. Of course, I gained so much momentum from just that first turn when I was able to basically KO, or basically the neuter that Salamence right from the start, and by him focusing on the Klefki, surprisingly, instead of the Kangaskhan, I was able to take full advantage of that. Now that he brings out Gardevoir, yeah, I'm just in a fantastic position. I'm going to go for... I mean, it's hard to see me losing this game, especially because I actually have Scizor in the back, which should basically seal the game up for me. I'm going to go for the Swagger just onto my own Kangaskhan and go for a Sucker Punch onto this Aerodactyl. And my Sucker Punch is actually going to go before that Swagger, of course, but at +2 it should be picking up the knockout, and it does. So I take a 4-1 lead here, and probably going to be a near to close perfect game in terms of me just sweeping through. But yeah, wow, Kangaskhan and Klefki showing how powerful the duo is. The Safeguard Swagger combo is really, really cool, as we see that Gardevoir launch off a Hidden Power Fire, most likely, onto that Klefki. Not even going to be able to... Oh, excuse me. Going to be able to KO me there. But... Klefki done its job, got in Kangaskhan to a crazy +4, and now I'm going to be able to seal the game with Kangaskhan and Scizor. But yeah, like I was saying, surprisingly, my opponent just didn't have any real way to shut down Kangaskhan and Klefki, and they're a pretty solid, defensive core. They're not weak to too many things. Charizard-wise, the one thing that I can think of that really threatens that in terms of typing. But yeah, they do an excellent job covering each other, and because I was able to play smart in the first turn, really, I came out of that turn perfectly. And surprisingly, I think one of the bigger mistakes of my opponent was to not target my Kangaskhan with, say, a Draco Meteor and a Hydro Pump, and by getting that safeguard up and getting him to waste the turn with Will-O-Wisp, Kangaskhan was able to take full advantage of that. So that was a pretty short game, but got to show the power of Klefki Kangaskhan, which is always cool. I always love using new Pokemon and showing how good they can really be. So let me know if you guys enjoyed the battle. As always, 500 likes is the requirement for daily uploads, and I'll try my best to get another video to you guys tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night, guys. Peace.